All right, here we go. The shenanigans, here we go. This war between Drake and Kendrick Lamar is not gonna end anytime soon. And if you think that Drake and his camp don't have anything to do with this lawsuit, then you're fooling yourself. But anyway, let's get into it, at least the timing of the lawsuit being released. Now, a lawsuit was filed on December 6th of last year in California, alleging that Topp Dogg Entertainment, Mr. Brandon Tiffith, Anthony Tiffith Jr., and David Harrell, now that is Musa, Topp Dogg, and another employee, David Harrell, of Topp Dogg Entertainment, respectively. So this lawsuit involves two females who are unnamed, so they go by the names Jane Doe and Jane Roe in this lawsuit. Now, there's also 10 other defendants named, but they did not have the official names for the defendants. They are also TDE employees, so they go by the moniker DOES until their official names are revealed. So the introduction to this lawsuit, let's get right into it. We're gonna skip around a little bit because it's a little long, but we're gonna get to the crux of what the lawsuit is about. So defendant Topp Dogg Entertainment is an independent record label specializing in hip hop artists. We already know that. Part 2, plaintiff Jane Doe was hired to perform public relations and marketing services for TDE. During the course of her performance for work for TDE, she was subject to inappropriate workplace behavior, including sexual harassment and assault by officers and executives of the company. Moreover, Mrs. Doe was not adequately compensated for the services she performed for TDE, which reneged on its contract for payment and refused to pay her what she was owed. Okay, that should be an easy one to prove. Now, plaintiff Jane Roe, this is the second plaintiff, was a friend of one of the artists signed by TDE, hereinafter Artist A. So they're not revealing the name of the artist. In exchange for her providing moral support to Artist A, TDE provided her with room and board at a house TDE owned that doubled as a studio. During the stay at the TDE property, Ms. Roe was sexually harassed twice by TDE employees, one of whom gave her alcohol despite her being underage. Wow. In an attempt to further sexual advances. Why is somebody underage working for this? Y'all with the underage stuff in this music industry, y'all gotta explain that to me. All right, TDE's leadership knew about these instances of sexual abuse, as well as the failure to properly compensate Mrs. Doe, yet took no action to prevent further violations, discipline the individuals involved, or offer supportive services to the plaintiffs. Now we get into who the parties are. So Jane Doe, the first plaintiff, is a California resident who performed services for TDE from 2019 through the beginning of 2024. And Jane Roe is an Arizona resident who was sexually harassed by TDE employees between 2020 and 2021 while living in a room provided by TDE. I wonder who pushed her to file this lawsuit in 2024, especially the end of 2024. Some lawyer somewhere saw a very good opportunity with dollar signs behind it. But if the lady was harassed, she should have filed the lawsuit immediately, honestly, but she deserves her day in court for sure. Now, as I mentioned earlier, the defendants in the case is TDE as a whole, Topp Dogg himself, Musa, who's Doechie's manager, and David Harrell, whoever, I'm not sure what he does for TDE, and then there's 10 other defendants in this case. So 10 other employees for TDE, whether that be other artists or just other people who do things for TDE. They're all in this lawsuit and they're all being sued for misconduct of pretty epic proportions here. This is a really bad look for TDE. The timing of the lawsuit being released, though, I don't like it. It's shenanigans. You know what I'm saying? This was done in December. It should have been in the news then. Yes, you could say conspiracy wise, this was filed to interrupt GNX. And maybe somebody was like, nah, we're not gonna release it then. We're gonna wait till the week of the Super Bowl to release it because that will get the most traction. Now, do I think Drake and them are behind this? More than likely, the timing of it, not the lawsuit itself, but the timing of the lawsuit being released, probably so. But he doesn't have to be directly involved. Drake has a lot of friends in media and they could just be doing him a solid, because again, like I've said many times in many videos about this situation, a lot of people have money attached to Drake and invested in Drake's career and success. And a lot of these media companies are not any different. You can just look at the lack of coverage of the academics situation. And I got a video coming about that as well. Academics, we're not done with you yet at all. But getting back to this is a very bad look for TDE because the lawsuit seems to be valid. Artist A is a female. It does say that in the paperwork. If you go to line 22, it states in late 2020, plaintiff Roe, a friend of artist A, moved to California to provide her with moral support in her career. TDE considered this a valuable service, and in exchange for her support of artist A, TDE provided Ms. Roe with a room and board in a TDE-owned property. While residing there, Mrs. Roe was subjected to multiple instances of sexual harassment and assault by TDE employees. And see, this is bringing people down too much. Y'all guys, you gotta learn how to control yourself around the females. What is the problem? What is all this lame harassment of females that be going on? Like that's in the media too much. There's too many lawsuits about that. It's happening too much. Y'all lame and goofy as hell for that. But anyway, I have an idea who artist A is. I mean, there's only 3 females signed to TDE, which is SZA, Doechii, and Alameda. I think those are the only 3. So yeah, this is a bad look for TDE, honestly. This doesn't have anything to do with Kendrick Lamar though. I see the OVHO Nation, y'all trying to tie it to Kendrick. So far, it doesn't have anything to do with Kendrick Lamar. If it did, Drake and them would have found it out already, and they would have been blasted it and put it all over the place. They would have attacked him with it already. But it is just a bad look for TDE. Topp Dogg was at some of the Super Bowl rehearsals. Might want to think about cutting that out of the show. This is late in the game to do that, I know, but I don't know. Depending on what they had planned, if anybody in the DOS, the 10 assailants, is in this lawsuit that are unnamed, if they're part of the show, if I was Kendrick and them, I would not put them in the show. The NFL is not going to like that part of it for sure. Of course, Not Like Us will be performed. That's going to be a separate video for the week of the Super Bowl. All Kendrick week next week. Every day I'm dropping a video on Kendrick Lamar, whether it be covering a song, lyrical breakdown, whatever. But this helps out a lot. And we're going to get into the back channels in media as far as when things are released. Because like I said, for this to take 2 months to come out doesn't make any sense with everything surrounding Kendrick Lamar at this time, and TDE, TDE Christmas, all those things took place. And for this to come out the week of the Super Bowl was definitely targeted towards interrupting that. And again, like I said, the freaky side of the game and OVHOs, I'm not off your neck at all because of this lawsuit. This is not giving you any kind of win. TDE's got to clean this up for sure. They got to face the consequences if any of this is true. But Kendrick Lamar is PG Lang, and we know that. Okay, nice try with the nonsense to interrupt the Super Bowl, but we're not allowing you to do that. TDE is its own entity. Kendrick Lamar has not been directly affiliated with them since March of 2020. Okay, most of the instances in this lawsuit take place after that time period. So nice try to attach Kendrick to some nonsense, but this is not going to work. However, it may interrupt the performances a little bit just because I think Black Hippie was going to perform at the Super Bowl. Not saying that any of those artists are related to this lawsuit. There seems to be some of the younger artists, some of the newer artists being implicated in this lawsuit from TDE. So hey, they got to handle their business with this one if there's any validity to it at all. But you can't say that there's not, because these things happen in the record industry and the music industry a lot, and in just industries in general. Too much, too often. Y'all got to control yourself with the misconduct and the paying people of their goddamn money. That's another thing that goes unchecked a lot of times, is people not getting their money in the music industry especially. But that's all I got right now. I haven't thoroughly read through the case yet, so I might do a part 2 if there's anything alarming in the case. You know what I'm saying? I kind of did the Kim to it and skimmed through it up to this point. But for the media releasing this, all the media outlets that released this at this time, dirty work. Dirty work for you all to hold on to this and release it right now. I know some of you all probably had this or were aware of this lawsuit around the time it was filed in early December of last year. So yeah, this is nonsense, but this is what I told y'all, I've said it many times, this is what Kendrick and them are gonna face, and there's gonna be a lot of attacks back and forth. I already told y'all. See, y'all thought I was joking when I gave Drake the name Paperwork Poppy. Now y'all see, okay? He going to the paperwork. Bottom line, forget about that music, forget about them battles and them rhymes. He's like, I got you. We're gonna go to court every time. This dude is so not street and hip hop, it don't make no sense. And this is your king. Okay. Good luck on the Chitlin circuit in Australia. But anyway, let me know what you think in the comments below, man. If you haven't already, hit that like button for me. Hit that subscribe button for me if you're not subscribed. Hit the notification bell. Share this video. Tell a friend to tell a friend. And if you didn't know already, I'm starting a new channel, Wild World Examined, where I'm just going to talk about and react to different viral news, trending topics, politics, relationships, whatever else is happening in the world that doesn't directly have to do with hip hop. We're going to get it in over there. So a subscription link will be in the description below. Dropping videos all week on that channel as well. So go over there and subscribe. Be ready for that one to launch tomorrow. So thank you for watching as always, man. And we out.